Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. Early hour for all of us. I'm personally a night owl, so this is a little strange for me. But I'm probably one of the most unlikely people to be speaking on this sort of stage, because over a year ago, I really didn't know much about NFTs. And I was here last year and just sort of getting my feet wet, but I'm diving in. Just to give you some background, I'm going to spend about 2 or 3 minutes just contextualizing what I'm doing and showing you some beautiful orangutans. I started Orangutan Outreach, a registered nonprofit 15 years ago. Our birthday is actually next week, so it's been a long journey. I'm obsessed with orangutans. I've loved them since I'm very, very little. And 15 years ago, or a little longer, I internalized the fact that they were being pushed to extinction, and I didn't want to allow it. And I went to see them in the wild, and what I saw was just heartbreaking and tragic, because the wild was essentially gone. And it wasn't the image I had hoped to see. Perfect start. All right, all right, it's working. All right. Just so we all know what an orangutan is, the word orangutan actually comes from Malay and Bahasa Indonesia, and it's 2 words, orang, which means person, and hutan, which means forest. So essentially what we're dealing with an orangutan, you could call them animals, but they're actually the people of the forest. And they really exhibit many qualities similar to humans, for better or for worse. Promise one slide with a lot of info, that's it. They share about 97% of our DNA. They're the only great apes in Asia. The other apes are all in Africa. There's actually 3 different species of orangutans in Borneo, Sumatra, and the Tapanuli orangutans, which are an amazing case of orangutans in Sumatra that have the genetic traits of orangutans in Borneo. They're critically endangered in the wild, which is why I do this. I wish to God I didn't have to do this, but the situation is the populations are plummeting. There's many reasons, but what we're going to talk about is just deforestation, because that's where Borneo comes in. Orangutans basically need trees. They can grow very old into their 60s, and we want them in trees, not cages. Gratuitous shot of beautiful orangutans. Baby boy, when he grows up, he's going to look like that. When I see these, I fall in love, and for the last 15 years, we've had thousands of people reach out to us, also falling in love with these pictures. Show you where orangutans live: Malaysia and Indonesia. And I do this because so many people never remember where or know where it is. Borneo is in the middle. It's about the size of Texas. And the deforestation is insane. It's industrial. It's going at a rate we can't even comprehend. When you fly over and you go back a week later, it looks different. And this is what we're fighting against. Now we get to the NFTs. About a year ago, we got a donation from something called the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I had no idea what it was. I knew what NFTs were, sort of. It was a decent donation. It was about, I think about 15,000 USD, but in Ethereum, which was, for me, like, ooh, a new thing. Wow, Ethereum. And I was curious what this Bored Ape Yacht Club was. I literally had no idea. And I thought it was a joke, because I mean, obviously the name. And I took a deep dive into it, and I decided I want one. But I wanted one that wasn't so crazy and apparently the most valuable ones with the rare traits and all this. I wanted one who was as close to naked as possible. So I found him, and I was really fortunate to be early, so my wife didn't kill me. It took me 2 days to figure out how to buy it, and another 2 days to tell her. So it was quite an adventure. But basically, I got this little guy, Bored Ape number 2238, And I decided to name him Julius. And I got emotionally attached to Julius. We're not supposed to, but I did. I was so attached that I gave Julius to Orangutan Outreach and made him our Twitter profile picture. And apparently that was a big thing. And it went viral. It got a lot of notice. And they said, oh, we're the first charity to make an NFT our profile pic. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then a few days later, we got this huge donation from the Bored Ape Yacht Club. It was so crazy that I had to keep doing the conversion to like verify in my own head what I was looking at. As I got more involved, you know, I'm older. I think I might be the oldest person in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'm officially the old guy or the orangutan guy or that guy or him. And I decided, okay, I want to do something with this, do something good, because, you know, a lot of it is less, you know, not the most conservation-oriented stuff. So I made, you know, there's, you know, Bored vodka, Bored coffee, which we're connected to, Bored everything. So I decided, let's go Bored in Borneo. Reached out to one of my brother apes, got the logo designed. And basically, we took our conservation message and really overlaid Bored Ape Julius on top of it. Normally, any animal conservation, you rescue, you rehabilitate, and you release. You don't want animals in cages, you want them safe and healthy, and you want them in the wild, you don't want to see them again. So we're continuing to do that, but with the big donation, we were allowed to really expand our thinking for the first time, you know, coming out of COVID, which is a difficult time, to do more. So we started looking at building large sanctuary spaces for unreleasable orangutans and reforestation. Reforestation, you gotta treat carefully. You don't just wanna drop a few dollars and plant some trees and leave. It has to be really well thought out. You wanna use local people, you wanna work with local villages, you wanna empower local people, you wanna empower local women, you wanna empower as many people on the ground as possible, and you wanna be able to sustain it going forward, and that's what we've been able to do for the first time. So basically, we're about to launch our first reforestation project, or actually two small projects connected. It's 200 acres of burned and destroyed rainforest in Borneo, from seedlings, everything is managed by our partners, because we're based in New York, but we always work with partners on the ground. And we've actually narrowed it down to about $1,000 an acre to reforest. And really, thanks to the Bored Ape Yacht Club and Yuga Labs, we're able to project it forward to keep it going for a couple of years at least, while we get busy with Julius doing more. You know, basically, we think crypto is the key that unlocks the cages. And we want to unleash the power of NFTs and Web3 as we get more involved to make the world a better place for orangutans and humans. We have a big job to do, and we want to keep it growing and we want to keep it going. And we, of course, need donations. Every charity needs donations. You know, we spend our lives asking for money, which sucks. But we also need people's skills and we need ideas, because there's so many people in this space that are infinitely more intelligent than me or some of the people I'm currently working with. And we want to open it up for people to help save the planet, basically. I think that's it. That's it.